Welcome back to Brush Up Your Game and Wave 17, I.K.S. Tong. I'm David, and this is a ship that has grown on me over time. It's a Katinga class ship, and the four attack dice here are usable. The cloak is again playable. 7 durability, 4 of it to hull. Now with reinforced hull is better. Um, Double weapon slot for Klingon looks a whole lot more useful in a world that has disruptor sweep and torpedo fusillade. I still lament the lack of a second crew slot because Klingons have really good crew that I want to bring a second one in, but it has things that I want. The Tong. When attacking a ship with your primary weapon that has a larger hull value and or primary weapon value than your ship, you gain an extra attack die. So those things about secondary weapons, this is a ship that wants its primary weapon to be better. It seems it will have 5 attack dice, which is pretty good. It's a Vorcha hiding as a Katinga. It's a little bit cheaper. It's a little bit less durable. Um, but but what makes it really work? And my fear is that the cards you want to put on the Tong do not correspond with the named ability, because Klingons don't have the equivalent of Type 8. They don't have upgraded phasers. So they have cards that work, but they're not as efficient. And that's the drawback to them. Katemak is a 5 skill 3-point captain with talent slot. He can only field Klingon elite talent upgrades, which is fine. Klingons actually have decent talents now, so whether that's cunning or today is a good day to die, you got lots of choices. Blood Oath, no, he's not a Blood Oath captain. Never mind. All of your Klingon upgrades cost 1 less point. Hey, cool. But the faction penalty is doubled for any non-Klingon upgrades assigned to your ship. So just don't run them. Run Klingon pure. And he's actually pretty cool that way. Um, he's already going to run a Klingon talent. I think you can run like Klingon cloaking device on your ship. You can bring some, a crew like Klingon Beck or Worf. You got those choices, and you can decide to be offensive or defensive, and you're gonna work. But I like him. I don't love him. Don't get me wrong. He didn't make my top 10 list of Klingon captains, even non-Dahar masters. But yeah, So I guess Blood Oath would work for him. Anyway, Morog, another captain, skill 3, 2 points, not a talent in sight. Action: if your ship's not cloaked, disable all your remaining shields. Target a ship at range 1 to 2 that's not cloaked, has no active shields. Disable 1 upgrade every choice on the target ship and place an Ox power token beside your ship. Too much downside between the action, the need for the opponent ship to be vulnerable, and taking an Ox power, all for them to be able to re-enable it. And you're such low skill that they get to re-enable it almost certainly after you move. In certain missions, I can see this potentially being useful if you combined with like a Kirk, disable Kirk, so that you disable, they move, re-enable, and then you go and disable again. But that seems highly inefficient. And the fact that that's the best thing I can come up with is probably pretty sad. Devotion to duty. This is not a great Klingon talent. It's 4 points. Action: when attacking with your primary weapon this round, During the roll attack die step, you may discard this card to gain +1 attack die for every damage card assigned to your ship, max of +2. And you can only buy this for a Klingon captain assigned to a Klingon ship. Why this needed to be an action, I will never understand. Why it was a max of 2, again, I won't ever understand. I get it now with rule of 3, fine. But this would have given you a boost of 3 dice for being pretty close to death, and that would have felt good as a talent. But again, it didn't need to be an action. It could have just been when attacking, throw it out, and life would have been okay with it. So, yeah, Photon Torpedoes, yay, they're time tokens. They're still not the best Klingon ones. Concussive charges. Time tokens, we like that. 4 points, 4 dice. For every uncancelled hit or crit, the target ship loses 1 token of your choice that's beside it in the play area. So, if you can shoot first, meaning these are good on like Dahar Masters, Martok, and that's about it, then you have potential on these. Other than that, this card has basically no play. Because the goal, very similar to Alliance, is to attack the ship and try to strip tokens off of it. I still think it's too expensive for that purpose. There's nothing here that actually helps you hit better. You're spending your target lock to make the attack and hoping for the best. If you can hit a cloaked ship, this is deadly because they lose a token. And losing a cloak token is just a lost cloak token. They're not cloaked. Their shields don't come back. But that's if you can hit them. Cryogenic Stasis. This is the card that sees play still to this day. It's 5-point tech, and at the start of the game, you place 2 non-Borg crew upgrades with cost 5 or less face down beneath the card. And as an action, you flip up one of the upgrades that's beneath this card. You deploy it to your ship. You put 2 time tokens on that upgrade because they have to thaw out. And you can do that twice, right? Because you got 2 crew. You're done there. You discard Cryostasis when you don't have any crew left. This is a way to hide some crew, get some extra crew slots on your ship. I particularly enjoy this card. It saw a lot of play. I think it still sees a decent amount of play. It tends to be the way you spend your first 2 rounds of the game because you need the time to get your crew into position. And it's a way to combat Klingons that don't have enough crew slots. And typically don't have the tech that they need to really utilize it. Because Klingons don't have great tech. But they do have good crew. So this was a good trade-off. Klar is a 5-point crew. Should have been an ambassador. Literally was an ambassador. That was her title. Ambassadors hadn't been conceived of back then. But as an action for a discard, you discard her, target a ship at range 1. Your ship cannot attack the target ship, and the target ship cannot attack your ship this round. Doesn't need to be an action to do this. It's worse than Corbomite Maneuver, which Corbomite Maneuver has a place in certain missions like Kobayashi Maru. Klar has almost no use because she's extremely limited, range 1 only. And all she does is say, I can't shoot at you, you can't shoot at me, but it's ship to ship, not the whole thing. And that's a bad trade. Too expensive, too limited, and an action discard, just not worth it. Tactical officer, 2 points, and if your ship's not cloaked during the modified attack dice step, you can disable the tactical officer to reroll all your blank results once. I like that cheaper version of the tactical officer for the Federation from Alliance. Just has a stipulation that you're not cloaked. Now, it does cost extra points for any non-Klingon ship, which is fair. Otherwise, it would be way better. I think you could throw this card in Alliance and you'd be perfectly happy. My problem is that most Klingon ships want to be cloaked, at least on the first roll. And so this tactical officer doesn't get much play. Now, I'm not sure why that is, because this is not a bad card. And maybe it's that most people don't own the Tong. And I get that. But big picture, Cryogenic Stasis is the best card in this pack. I think Tactical Officer might be the second best card in this pack. Because Katemok is maybe the third best card in this pack. That or the Tong. I don't know. One of those is third, one of those is fourth. And that's it. Those are the playable cards in this pack. Everything else, just slowly. Okay, there it is. Gone. But yeah, that's the pack. Is it needed? No. Does it have cool moments? Yeah. Cryogenic Stasis, really a cool, good card. Something that I think needs to be played more, because I don't see people talking about it much these days, and I think it is good. So yeah, that's gonna be it for me. Thank you all for watching, and until next time, keep brushing up your game. Take care.